50,000 Canadian dollars. That is 30 million naira. That is literally what a family of four needs to go study abroad. Now, I'm aware that a lot of you can afford that, but I'm also aware that a lot of you cannot afford to pay that amount of money. So, what can you do if you don't have, up to 10 million, but you still want to relocate to Canada? That is where the LMIA work permit pathway comes in. Now, in this next 10 minutes, I'm going to do my possible best to give you a summary of what it means to relocate to Canada via the LMIA work permit route. I would also be offering you something that will help you realize your dreams if at the end of this short presentation you decide that you want to relocate via the LMI work permit route. Now, the first thing we need to know is, what is LMI? LMI simply means Labor Market Impact Assessment, and it is a document that is given to Canadian employers that allows them to be able to employ people, foreigners from another country. The LMI document simply proves that a Canadian employer has, held a recruitment process in Canada and did not find someone to fit that role. So the person had to go outside Canada to another country, another continent, to get someone to come in to come do the work for them. Now, in case you do not know, Canada's land mass is bigger than Nigeria, but it only has a population of 38 to 40 million people. Out of these 40 million people, almost 50% are above 50 years old. And then those that are younger, like those that are in their 20s and their 30s, are also jackbuying, or they're relocating from Canada to USA or to the UK or to France for better employment opportunities and more money. What that simply means is Canadian youths are leaving Canada and they are going to work in other countries like US, UK, France. What this does is it then opens up an opportunity for you and I, Africans, Asians, and any other person that is interested in relocating to Canada, to then be able to move to Canada to come and work for them. Now, this is particularly good news if you are someone that you cannot afford to go through the study route, but you want to relocate to Canada. So how can you get an LMI job? For a lot of people, they would say, okay, go to the Canada Job Bank website and go and apply for jobs there. Now, while that works, it will be interesting for you to know that at least 70% of people who actually get LMI jobs do not necessarily get it from Canada Job Bank, they get it from LinkedIn. So the very first thing that you must do if you want to get an LMI job is to optimize your LinkedIn for employment opportunities. So, like I said, at the end of this short presentation, I'll tell you about something that can help you. So that's the first thing. So I'm going to give you like a 7-step process to relocating to Canada via the Labor Market Impact Assessment Work Permit method. So the first is you need to optimize your LinkedIn for employment opportunities. Then the second thing you need to do is you need to begin to network with people who work in Canada, whether they are Canadians or they are foreigners. You need to build a network. That is the second thing. Now, the third thing you need to do is you need to master how to create Canadian Canadian resumes or Canadian CVs. Canadian CVs are different from Nigerian CVs, and like I said, at the end of this short presentation, I'll tell you something that would definitely help you. So you need to understand how to craft good Canadian CVs. They are totally different from Nigerian CVs. You need to know some certain tools that you would need to create applicant tracking system friendly CVs. Now, that is the third thing you need to do. The fourth thing you need to do is you need to understand the art of writing a good cover letter. So you need to understand that. The fifth thing you need to do is you need to know how to apply for jobs, where to apply for jobs from. The fifth thing you need to do is you need to understand how to there's something known as a post application etiquette. So you need to know, okay, after I'm done applying for a job, what is the next thing that I should do if I'm really interested in getting that job. Now, the sixth thing you need to do is you need to understand how to scale Canadian job interviews, because they can be different from Nigerian job interviews. And the seventh thing you need to do is you need to understand how to apply for a work permit, because after you get an interview, there are two things that can happen. Is that you get a job or you don't get a job. Now, if you get a job, you want to learn how to apply for a work permit. And if you're rejected on a job, you need to also learn what is called post-rejection etiquette. So there are certain things that you can do that would still qualify you to get a job, even if you have been rejected. So these are the 7 steps you need to understand to be able to relocate from Nigeria to Canada via the Labour Market Impact Assessment Work Permit. Now, this pathway is opened to both skilled. By skilled, I mean people like doctors and lawyers and accountants and maybe software developers. This pathway is open to them, and this pathway is also open to people that are unskilled. By unskilled, I mean people like cleaners and cooks and all that. So this pathway is open to both of them. Now, I would like to put it out here that relocating via study is termed easier. In fact, it's not just termed easier, it is actually easier in the real sense of the word. And that is because it's just easier to get admission than it is for you to get a job. It's a lot. The reason being that a lot of people are beginning to understand that, I can relocate to Canada via the LMI work permit route. And a lot of people are beginning to apply for jobs. So when it comes to applying for jobs, you need to bring your A game on. Now, talking about bringing your A game on, this is where I would like to introduce our new product, No Stress Canada's new product. It is a course called the No Stress Canada Work Permit course in 180 days. I repeat, the No Stress Canada Work Permit course in 180 days. This course is dedicated to helping you get a Canadian job and relocating to Canada in 180 days. By the way, this work permit method, it doesn't require you to have proof of funds. It doesn't require you to write IELTS. You can go with less than 5 million. So this is a very beautiful way to go. And like I mentioned earlier, in that course, I'll be walking you step by step through those 7 steps. So you will learn how to network on LinkedIn. You will learn how to write a Canadian CV. You learn how to ace Canadian interviews. You learn all that, and you learn more, and you just be really ready to get a Canadian job. So if you are interested in getting a Canadian job, you are interested in relocating to Canada with a job, because that is a lovely thing. If you are someone that cannot afford to go through the study route, and you have some skills that will be useful to the Canadian job market, then you should definitely get our course. The course will be ready by tomorrow evening by 7 p.m. and the course costs only 10,000 naira. The things in the course are worth 50,000 naira and even more, but we're giving it to you for 10,000 naira because we understand that currently the economy in Nigeria is tight. I want to help as many people as we can to realize their Canadian relocation dreams. So if you're interested in the course, Reply this with a yes. A yes. We'll send you payment details, and by tomorrow evening, you start your journey to getting a Canadian LMI work permit course. My name is Ola Nukon, and this is still No Stress Canada, your best friend when it comes to Canadian relocation anytime, any day. To have a good night first. Bye.